Ready?
Ready.
Ready, yay!
Welcome everyone to another episode of From Salem with Love. I'm Anna Campos. I own Circle of Stitches in Salem, Massachusetts, and I'm here with my BFF.
I'm Jacob Anaya now. And I am Fiber Dreams by Jacob on Instagram and TikTok.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, but before we get into all the fun stuff today, we have an errata that we want to go over.
Mm-hmm.
In our last episode, you were talking about that new pattern, modern mud cloth.
And so I did all these suggestions and everything like that, and the pattern is not in a DK worsted, it's more in a DK sport. So, just an update on that, and we need to splice in a picture of that pattern because
I messed up putting in the pattern picture, so here you go. So it's super gorgeous, and the gauge of the pattern is 24 stitches to 4 inches, which works with a sport weight, and it also works with fingering weight. Which, I have a discussion coming up a little bit later on gauge and substitution, so stay tuned for more of that.
Oh, good.
Did you grab some left to show them?
Oh, no. I'm bad. Okay.
Okay. Pause. We'll be right back.
Yep. I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, so the yarn that we're suggesting for it, because I mentioned that the gauge is 24 stitches to 4 inches, which, works for sport and fingering really, and loft is kind of a fluffier fingering weight, so it's, more filled in. So we went with Earth and Tweed Loft.
Yeah, and I just randomly picked 2 different colors that I feel like would go. So you have Tallow and then Hayloft. Yeah. And then together, I think they would be really pretty.
Yeah, awesome.
Yay!
So, yeah. Anyway, so the other thing that I wanted to share today is I got this gorgeous package today from our friend Andrea in Indiana, whose husband didn't believe that this is not a green screen. It's not a green screen. Anyway, she sent me a shawl as a gift, and I'm so touched because I don't have a lot of folks making me knitted stuff. Obviously, Jacob is knitting me a gorgeous towel, but And so the card says, "Some people make the world better just by being in it."
Oh.
Don't make me cry on the podcast. She says, "Anna, this one is for you. Thanks for all the fun weeks on Zoom and for being a great local yarn store," or LYS, Andrea. Ooh. And so the shawl that she knit for me is called Vector Field by Anna Abasova. And I actually haven't seen it yet, so this is the live reveal for me. Oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Andrea. Yay. Here. So it actually has some design elements that are a little similar to the Slippy V's in the Stephen West shawl. So this is also another gorgeous one that you could do with Spin Cycle and something else. So thank you. Yay.
Very pretty.
Love it when people make stuff for me. Oh, look at this. Handmade by Andrea. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we have to share why we weren't here last week.
Oh, yes.
So don't say anything yet because we have video to splice in right now. We're starting a video. So y'all, this is getting spliced into our From Salem with Love next episode because this amazing human just got married to this amazing human.
Hi!
And we are here having lunch to celebrate.
Yeah!
And I'm so excited to splice this into our video.
Oh wait, I have a photo. I have a flower now.
So, congratulations.
Well, I was actually holding it with my hand.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Mr. and Mr. Anaya. And it's just a regular Tuesday where you go out with your sparkles.
Social media.
I love you so
do it
much.
For me, so
I'm so happy for the two of you. You guys are amazing and inspiring, and your relationship is beautiful. And I wish you all the joy in the world. And I'm sure everyone will leave you lots of love below. So my BFF got married.
We did. Well, not we. I got married.
I mean, not to each other.
No.
Like, he got married.
That was awkward for a second. Yeah, I got married. We did it on the beach.
Here in Salem.
Everything, I don't know. I have to seriously suggest, if you're planning a big wedding, throw it out the window and go and elope. Because it was so much easier than everything. We had tried multiple times to try to do like a big ceremony, and then just something would happen all the time, and all that headache. Go to your town hall, get a couple of good friends, and do a whole thing yourself, a little thing. It was fun.
So yeah, so it was beautiful. And at the end of the episode, after the cut screen, we're going to share some of your favorite photos. Because they did an absolutely gorgeous photo shoot. So much love to you and Jeremy. Yay! And I was so happy to be there. So that's what we've been up to. So, what are you wearing today, my friend?
Oh, I am
my fancy married friend.
I am wearing my What the Fade by Andrea Mowry. I love this shawl so much.
Yeah, and it's got a little bit of brioche, right? Lots of garter. And it takes six colors.
Yes.
Yeah. So we didn't pick any fade sets today, but if you want help picking one, you can always book an online consult with me, and I'll help you pick colors.
Alright, and what are you wearing?
So, I am wearing my juxtaposed hat, which has been on here before, and I'm not taking it off because the reason I'm wearing it is because my hair looks weird, so it's not coming off. But it's a broken rib, right, and a twisted rib, and it's just one skein of Malabrigo Rios, which I, of course, love. And the other thing that I'm wearing is my vitamin D sweater. It's a cardigan that's shaped with short rows, and honestly, this is one of my favorite things that I've ever knit. It's super wearable. We did it as a knit along a few years ago, and everyone just loved it. And this is where I'm getting back to that discussion about gauge and substitutions that I was talking about, because this is a pattern that's designed originally for a sport, but I did it in fingering weight. And it's because it's the same gauge as actually the modern mud cloth. It's 24 stitches to 4 inches. And so that's a tip just in general when you're looking at substituting yarns for a pattern. Don't be as concerned about trying to match the exact weight if you're doing a different yarn, because the gauge matters more. And so if you're not sure if it's a worsted or DK, right, like look at the gauge and that'll give you a better sense. Like in this pattern, the modern mud cloth, I'm saying that you can use Brooklyn Tweed Loft because Loft is a heavier fingering weight because it's woolen spun, and so at that 24 stitches to 4 inches, that's really kind of a sweet spot where either sport or fingering weight really work, and so you can see that in this one here.
Ooh.
And so O Wool is a yarn that I really love. It's, you know, US made, woman owned, small production, and O stands for organic, and so they're a company that I really love supporting. Jocelyn, who owns it now, is amazing, and again, it's supporting, you know, smaller companies, woman-owned companies, and companies that are working really hard to be like ethical in terms of environmental impact. So I totally recommend that. And the other thing I'm wearing a lot of hand knits today, is my Dreamweaver socks. How can I awkwardly like show my feet? Yeah, this is totally not awkward. We've shown these before in photos, but here's like the actual live socks. This is my pattern, and this was a skein of my hand-dyed classic sock yarn. And what are you working on?
Well, it kind of goes with Anna's. I'm actually making a pair of the Dreamweaver socks.
Yay!
And
Yay.
this lovely yarn I got actually in Maine. But yeah, and so with this, I had posted it on Instagram, but I'm going to bring it over to our podcast because it was meant for our podcast. Is that I wanted to start a knitting challenge. I'm going to actually probably move the date because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done by the end of March because, you know, school, A&P, nutrition classes. But the challenge is that I want you all to, if you take the challenge, do one of the socks of the Dreamweaver in your preferred method of doing a small circumference knit, and then do your second pair sock for your whole pair in a method that is different from your normal preferred method.
So you're talking about like do one on DPNs and one with magic loop,
exactly,
for
example. Or like with the 2 circular needles or something like that. And the reason why I thought that this was a good idea is because I honestly think that a lot of knitting, you at some point should force yourself out of your comfort zone because you don't know if you like new things or different techniques unless you try them. And also, the fun part is going to be to see, if you wanted to, post a picture of when you decided, screw it, I'm going back to my old method. And then you can see what length you got to with the different method, because it's hard. Sometimes you want to just stay with a certain way that you do things.
Yeah.
But hopefully some of you will take up that challenge.
Yeah, we can post something about it on the shop blog to have some details.
Yeah.
So I'll post the link below
I say
for
confusing
that.
things, and I picked out some colors that you could possibly do for those socks as well.
Yay.
So Anna's that she did were in like a hand dyed.
Yeah, that was my hand dyed, my
her
classic
hand-dyed.
sock. This
So-
is the Sandman colorway. Here we go again. But I don't have any right now because I've been very, very busy.
So
sorry.
so
alternate suggestions. No.
alternate suggestions. So Love Enemy is hand dyed. So I was picking some of these ones. I felt like this one was kind of.
I just keep putting my foot in the camera.
She just keeps on putting her foot up, but kind of similar to the colorway that Anna had. So this one is called, I always have a hard time finding the names.
Primary Rainbow.
Primary Rainbow.
Let's get it up close. So it's got really pretty speckles.
And then this other one is called
Life Aquatic.
Life Aquatic.
And again, check out all those pretty speckles. I wonder if we're going to get interrupted by mail delivery
We
again
probably
today.
will. I think it's a new thing. And then if you wanted to do a solid color, you could have this lovely merino yak.
I love this yarn. Yeah, this is the Regia Premium Merino Yak, and so if you look at it closely, it's heathered because the yak fiber is not that ecru color, right? It's a little darker, so you get a heathered look from the blend of the merino and the yak. And it feels awesome.
And then here's another one in that yarn.
Yeah, so... Do they have color names?
I don't know. I think it's a number one. Art number 9801630.
No, that's the same
Oh,
one.
no, never mind.
Okay, I don't know. I can't figure out where the name color is, but, you know, this is the pretty gray one, and that's
this
the
is
lighter
pretty
blue.
lighter blue one. Oh, actually, fun story. I don't know if Tessa told you this. So when I had posted this on Instagram, our friend Tessa had like messaged, "Oh, I'm considering doing this," but then apparently she sent both me and Anna the same picture of the different yarns, and we both picked the same color for her to do.
That's true.
It was like, I don't know if she told you, but I thought that was so
She
funny.
did tell me. I forgot that. Yes. So we both picked, what was
I
it?
think it was the green Le Bien-Aimé.
I think so too. But yeah, I'm going to post a photo and with it circled. And so clearly we have excellent taste. So yeah, I guess Tessa's going to be
Actually, I
using.
love this pattern so far. I love it. It's super simple to follow, and I've been having fun because I
Thank you.
recently had started doing cables. So like doing this cable on it, it was really fun to kind of do without a cable needle.
Mm-hmm.
So fun times.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. And yeah, and for all you toe up, naysayers that say that toe up socks can't have, gussets. This is very awkward, but you can totally see this does have a gusset, but also you don't have to pick up any stitches along the heel flap. So I think it's kind of awesome. I'm so bad at yoga.
Do show sock pose.
Show shawl pose is like
Show shawl
warrior,
pose.
right? Like extending the shawl. It's going to be a thing. Stay
It's gonna-
tuned. It's totally going to be a thing. Okay, so, my current whips are cats. And I have a couple of young fellows in my life who are really into cats. And so I have been making for them these little kitties in bags with a little hole for the tail because they are adorable. So, sorry, they were in my project bag, so they're a little mushed. And so they still need eyes, which I'm going to be attaching. I promise. I'm so bad at buttons, but I have little tiny black buttons for the eyes, little white button for the nose. And if you are wondering, the cats do come out of the bags, and there is a specific hole for the kitty tail. And so these will be going home to their new owners very soon, and the pattern is called Cat in a Bag by Mochi Mochi Land, and the designer's name is Anna Hrachovec. I hope I'm saying that close to correct, but this is like a really fun tiny little knit. Like you can whip up one of these in one day, and they're pretty fun. I did change the beginning of the pattern, of course. because, you know, because it's a closed bottom, she has you start with 12 stitches, and then on the first row she has you increase into every stitch and separate it onto 2 needles so that you get that closed bottom. But I didn't want to get a ridge, so I did
Jenny's.
the one with the 2. It's
The Jenny's Magic Cast On, right? Or
yes, that's what it's
Jenny's-
called. Yes, Jenny's Magic Cast On.
Yeah, like
Yeah, which I use for my toe-up socks too, and just completely blanked on the name. But that's my favorite cast on for something like this, or for toe-up socks. So I'll post in a link for the tutorial in the show notes because I like that.
I love that method too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm up to. And so you had a new pattern to...
Oh yeah. So I have a new pattern that I found from another designer on Instagram that I followed. So I need the name of it. I need the paper for a second because I'm going to end up messing up the name. The Bargello Saw by Chase Harpool. I just found this pattern so interesting. It has a lot of fun color work aspects to it, and I believe he does a bit of slip stitching in the pattern. But I have a couple colors to show you all.
Let's pop in a photo first.
I get so excited and I forget to do the photo thing.
It's okay. I mean, I put in the wrong photo last time. Like,
Okay.
I can't complain.
We are clearly on our game.
Stellar. Adulting wins.
Okay, so I did my first color combination. I'm gonna do 2 color combos with the same contrasting color, but my first one is this lovely lime green lettuce color from Malabrigo.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
And then I thought that it would be cool to do with Yarn Less Traveled Witchy Woman.
Yeah.
Just for like a high contrast. And how I would probably do that is...
Okay. This color is amazing.
Yeah. I would probably do my main color as this one and then have this be my contrast. But you could do either way.
Yeah.
I just like a bright color moment. So that's just me in general.
A bright color moment. You are a bright color moment in my life.
And then, so the other one, with the same Witchy Woman color combination, I thought that this together, the Alchemy of Herbs.
I love that one.
With the Witchy Woman.
Okay, seriously? Someone needs to make this. This color combination is amazing. So Witchy Woman and Alchemy of Herbs in Less Traveled. That is
And
awesome.
I thought that color would be really nice, and then it wouldn't be so in your face, but very pretty.
Sorry, I'm like dropping stuff.
And then my last combination, I'm just obsessed with this Yarn Less Traveled. I am.
Oh, that's another one of my
Okay,
favorites.
so the Lavender Lemonade. It's from her Enchanted collection.
Okay, which is, I also love this one.
Yes, and then I just thought, like, for a darker moment, we would do
Lambina May Drogon.
Drogon together.
Okay. Seriously, those are gorgeous. I love these. I love all of these. Please knit them so that we can live vicariously through your knits.
Yeah, right now I'm living a lot vicariously through people's knits.
So the other thing that I wanted to show off today, I put on our blog earlier this week a post about Zauberball and why I love Zauberball. And I showed off a picture of a pair of socks that I knitted like 6 years ago at this point. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a picture now. And that pattern is my Wintersmith sock pattern. And it's like, you know, just a plain... It's just a plain foot, so you really get the gradient showing off, and then it has what's called a princess sole, and that's when you purl just the bottom half of the foot so that when you're walking on it, you get the smooth stockinette side, because some people complain about the purl bumps when they're walking. And I actually have another pair, so this pair is like equally old, also in Zauberball, and what I changed is I did ribbing for the ankle instead of just plain, but you can see here, if you want to take a look, like on the bottom of the foot, you can see that you know, you have reverse stockinette on the bottom and stockinette on top, so that just makes it really smooth to walk on. But you can see how gorgeous the gradient is. And this pattern is written with a short row heel, and so what I did, so that you get the uninterrupted gradient on the top of the foot, that was very awkward. So you get the uninterrupted gradient on the top of the foot. What I did is when I turned the heel, I pulled just the heel from the other end of the ball and just turned the heel in that and then kept going. So you get the contrast heel, but the top of the foot is uninterrupted. And so Cyberball is a really, really gorgeous gradient yarn. This is actually a swatch left from the other pair that I knit, so I kind of did a light pair and a dark pair. And it's a wool that I feel like needs a little bit of explanation, right? Because it's a little bit scritchier than a lot of sock yarns. Like people on the East Coast really tend to prefer the merino wools, like the merino nylon blends. But this is a German wool, so it's definitely more rustic and hardy. And it's really made for like super, super cold days. Because if you wear something like this on like a fall day, it's going to be a little too itchy, right? But if it gets colder, the barbs in the wool flatten out. And that's why when it's cold, you can tolerate scratchier things against your skin. So like, you know, in February, this is awesome. And
It's
so
really cute with the boot.
yeah, right?
Like
Having
the
this
top
popping
part,
out.
like on the top of the boot right here.
Yeah, just fold it over. Yeah, so this is what this looks like in the skein. And the cool thing about the Cyberball is that it'll actually, on the tag, show you a little preview of the gradient. All right. And so this is HerbsLavender, color 1537, which is really beautiful. This little one is Kleiner Fuchs, which means little fox, which is adorable. And I just really love this yarn. Like I said, I knit these socks like 6 years ago. They're in great shape. This one is camouflage with some blues. And then I needed a purple, of course. Fliederduft. I don't know what that means, but it's purple and it's very pretty. And if you want the number, it is 1699. So you should totally make yourself a pair of Cyberball socks, and I will link to the blog post in the show notes as well. Yeah. So, yeah. That's what we had to share with you folks today. And yeah, and one thing, you know, we talked about the new Jessalou bags coming in last time, right? And I kind of can't believe that this one didn't sell yet. Y'all, it says holy shitballs right on it.
Well, I mean, it's perfect.
I'm just saying.
Oh, and the soaps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I just feel like I'm talking a lot. We had one new thing to show as well. We got a batch of gorgeous handmade vegan soaps from Lies and Lathers, who we've had before. And so this is a woman-owned soap company, and they make gorgeous vegan soaps in a bunch of different scents. This one is called Nice, and it's patchouli, cedar, and rosemary. And again, they are vegan. This is just the wrapping paper. This is not what they look like. This is Sylvestris. It's lavender, pine, and mint. Ooh. And this one is double butter, fragrance-free for sensitive skin. So if you have sensitive skin and you can't do scents, double butter is for you. So anyway, that's it. Did you have anything else you wanted to share? Oh, you wanted to ask our viewers a question. Yeah.
So last time we had the question of what your favorite color was, and this time we wanted to do the question of what is your favorite garment that you have knit, and if you wouldn't mind putting the pattern name underneath whatever garment it was too, so maybe we can look it up and talk about it next.
Yeah, or if you want to, you know, link to photos or anything of what you've made. But we just want to see what you're making and what you're loving. And if you're okay with us sharing, let us know and we'll put it in our next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
But as always, if you like us, like, comment, subscribe, and interact with us. We're both very active on there, responding to comments and everything like that. So we love hearing from you.
Yeah. And stay tuned for gorgeous wedding photos of my BFF. Bye.
Bye.